This is just what not to do. What people do, what not to do when trying to teach a horse to load. This poor little horse is frazzled. Now this horse, this is Jay's horse. Watch him load. Now, that's an exception right there, but that's wonderful. That's beautiful the way that horse loaded, completely at liberty and loose. Hear me working with Abigail about a year and a half ago, whatever it was. Yeah, I love to work on horseback like this. I do the same thing a horseback that I do a foot. It's just a little bit more challenging, and I love doing it that way, but it wasn't as efficient in that big round corral. So I got her caught, got her haltered, put her in a smaller pen, got a foot, and that's the way I proceed after that. I'm just showing some stuff here. Sending her through the gate. See? And then she's finding the end of that halter rope. That's what I call it. She's not hitting the end of that halter rope, and she's rolling those hindquarters away and stopping. See? Now this is just, she's hooked on mentally to me, and she feels me. Watch her move her hind. That's more of a mental connection. And I don't have to do much, so I just was showing that. Come around, and I'll ask her to step her hindquarters over just by moving in there, see? But it's mostly because she's connected to me and she wants to face up. So there's the connection that you can get with your horse. Working on their feet. It's slow and it's incremental, but that's the way it has to be done. This is me just trying to catch this little black horse so that I can, this is when I first started working on her, so I can eventually take that halter off. It's absolutely of no value. And so I just restarted her completely as if she'd never been touched. So I roped her. And then I want to get her feeling of that rope, that neck rope around her neck first before I ever try to get a halter on her. And then, of course, she was a little afraid of me, so I couldn't even get up to her. So, I'll just draw on that rope. Draw on that rope. If there's a little change there where she comes, I release. Draw, release. See, that's how it starts. It's that small. I got a stick here without the flag on it. The flag was too much exposed. It was overexposing her. I think I did try it with the flag, so I got another pole, another little rod that I bought at the hardware store, just so I could fish that rope off, see? Because there's no way of me getting in there and taking that rope off because she wouldn't let me get in there. So that's how I was. So I rubbed her and got her used to it so I could get the rope off by fishing that rope off with that rod. And every time she leave, I got that neck rope on. I'd draw and roll those hindquarters over and have her face up and release and start over. There I got, I was just rolling her over, untracking those hindquarters, rolling her over, disengaging, all the same thing, moving the hind end over, all the same stuff. I do that over and over again because that's how I first get a little control on these horses. I work from the hindquarters forward. Because when those hindquarters untrack, it basically kicks her out of gear, puts her in more like a neutral position, or slipping the clutch, if you will. And when you used to slip the clutch, that's what you're doing. Little back up, she's pretty soft there. I'd like to see her head come down and in, her chin, but man, I'll take that. That was good. It was soft. It was rhythmic. And she's pretty calm about it. And you can see how far she's advanced from the time I had to rope her with that web halter on that someone put on there. She's come a long way, this little filly. Feet are good. Just showing you how I can pick up her feet. It was a lot of work, a lot of days, just sessions, just working with her feet. I started with a rope. This is another horse I was trailer loaded thoroughbred off the track that a 4-H gal was having trouble loading. They got the horse bad to load for some reason. I forgot, but so they called me in. It took a while to get in there, but this horse started loading real nice. Another client sent this to me. This horse was kind of got bad. They had a little entryway in the trailer where the tack room was on the side, so it didn't, and it got a little panicked in there, so we didn't want to load. So I started loading her in our stock trailer first because it was a big opening and it was a little easier for her. I had that luxury. This is Jay's horse, Harry, and I'm just doing some basic stuff here, getting him used to the rope behind on his butt. This horse the same way. This horse I had in. Yeah, getting him used to the rope, logging that pole around, getting him used to do it on both sides, backing and pulling it toward him. Just all kinds of things to get him better. And I like to do this once I get a horse that's good with that flag. It's kind of fun to do. It's just an aid to help. Like I'm just trying to walk the front end around the hind end, and I got my leg on him first, and then I come in with the flag. This is a little pony that was bucking a little 4-H boy off, and running off and bolting. He was just a bad little dude, but he was just scared and confused. So they asked me to come, and I'm doing the same thing. You'll see it's basically the same thing. I send them by. I roll the hindquarters over, and then I release. Stella here on a trailer loading session here recently, getting her used to going by that trailer. She was scared of that trailer. She hadn't been loaded in a year and a half, so this is all relatively new again. There, see, she's starting to load way better. It's just repetition. Observe, remember, and compare. That's the way I like to look at it, and then adjust accordingly. Doing her feet. She wasn't good with this left front. She was pretty cranky with that left front, but she got better. And this is a windy day. I'm just trying to work this exercise here. I was trying to work on her changing eyes and setting back and finding the end of that halter rope, because she had pulled back and gotten a couple little wrecks there. So this was a horrible day, but she was really trying. Trying to get her up to the scary stuff. Everything was rattling and the trees were banging, and it was just a tough day. But she was really trying to hang in there. And I put them on the fence. That's just called changing eyes, and I send them back and forth. You'll see what I kind of do. And you'll see what happens here. Mistake that I had made. I just wanted to show it because it happens to all of us. But it was a gear malfunction, really. I had the wrong setup for this horse, and I tried to make it work, and of course it came back to bite me. But see how she changes eyes, and I release. She moves over, I send her over, she picks me up in the other eye, and it's a release. And then I get out of there. I get behind her. So in case she pulls back, I can help her go forward and find the release in going forward. See how she pulls back, back, she panics. I just kind of give her a little bit there, and then she finds the relief by going forward. See, she's found the relief in pulling away, so she doesn't understand. It's kind of rewiring here. So back and forth. Watch. Here's what happens. That I wish didn't happen, but it did. So I started over. You'll see it in a second here. I got Jay over there. She's got a wrap around the post. Should have had 2 wraps, but the lead rope wasn't long enough for what I needed to do. So we compromised, and it came back to get us right there. So Jay had to let go, or her hand would have got burned on that post. So we just caught the filly back up and started over. And I did way less. And then as soon as she got good, I got out. And we did it again like the following day with a better setup. And she was great. See, and you want them eventually kind of stand perpendicular instead of going all the way over. And in other words, they're just allowing you back there, straight behind them, and they're not troubled. See, that's a good thing. And she's got to find the end of that rope and come forward off that rope, yield to that pressure to find the relief that she's seeking. Not by pulling back and getting away and getting the relief by getting it that way. See how good she is there? Yeah. So this would take several sessions to get it sort of going. We just did 2 sessions, and they were abbreviated sessions because of the weather and the wind and all that, but just wanted to show it to you. There, see. That's from the other point of view. You see me behind there. She's still concerned, and Jay just consoles her a little bit by petting her up there. That's always good. Can't do too much of that. This I'm roping her hind feet. This is another just to revisit this. I did this lots when I was halter breaking her to get her to yielding those feet. Yeah, now, see, there's a resistance. Then she puts it down. So that's how I kind of get them better about things. This is her little buddy, her little companion that I started at the same time. Just revisiting. I think that's the first day I picked up on her, and I worked on saddling them last fall, and then it's been several months. So anyway, just trying to get her to load. I hadn't loaded her in a year and a half. So I was just kind of reintroducing her to the trailer. She's not real crazy about the whole idea. You can see her going, I don't think so. And she just sort of walks up there a little bit. And of course, every time there's a little try, I give her some time just to enjoy that piece. And there she goes. I'm just working with that one, and then the little orphan there. I don't recall all their names, but that's the little bay. I like this. This is my favorite one. She's really feely, and I like her. But you could overexpose her in a heartbeat, but she's really good. Yeah, just me working on her feet. I trimmed all their feet. And it's time consuming, that first trim. And that's okay. But I want them to end up calm and quiet and relaxed when I'm done. This is working on the Highline. After I've done that work like I did on Stella, the paint, they're rolling the hindquarters over, then I'll put them on here. Sometimes I don't do that other exercise first. It just depends on the horse. I'm just kind of showing how that Highline kind of works. They walk through it, and they really feel the tug, and then they roll over.